Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here, and welcome to the beginning of our Mirkwood Paths campaign for Lord of the Rings, the living card game. In this video, we are going to be starting from the beginning of the first scenario, Passage Through Mirkwood, with the very first quest, Flies and Spiders. Now, real quick before we begin, in the description, you'll find links to two different videos. One is for a campaign introduction, which basically is just going to walk you through the format of the campaign and any special rules. You don't have to watch it, but it's there. Second is a quick start guide that I made a while ago, which just serves to introduce newcomers to the very basics of gameplay for this game. Again, you can watch this video without watching either of those two. The quick start guide is going to give you a little bit of context into the actual gameplay you're seeing, but don't worry too much about it. You'll figure things out as we go if you don't want to watch it. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and jump into our first quest. Flies and Spiders, Passage Through Mirkwood. You are traveling through Mirkwood Forest, carrying an urgent message from King Thranduil to the Lady Galadriel of Lorien. As you move along the dark trail, the spiders gather around you. Search the encounter deck for one copy of the Forest Spider and one copy of Old Forest Road, and add them to the staging area. Then, shuffle the encounter deck. The nastiest things they saw were the cobwebs. Dark, dense cobwebs with threads extraordinarily thick, often stretched from tree to tree, or tangled in the lower branches on either side of them. There were none stretched across the path, but whether because some magic kept it clear, or for what other reason they could not guess. Mirkwood Paths, Part 1. You are playing campaign mode. Setup, put Mendor into play. If Mendor leaves play, the players lose the game. King Thranduil has assigned a guide, Mendor, to assist you in your passage through Mirkwood Forest. Alright, we have our setup complete. We are on quest 1B of Flies and Spiders. We have our campaign ready to go. Mendor is put into play. Mendor is a Sylvan Scout with 1/1/1, 3 HP. He has ranged, and the first player gains control of Mendor. A response, after a quest card is defeated, ready Mendor, then each player draws one card. If Mendor leaves play, remove him from the game, and we know from the campaign card that we lose if he leaves play during this part of the campaign. On our right, we have our purple-blue deck ready to go with Aragorn, Theodred, and Éowyn. And on our left, we have our red-green deck with Legolas, Barivor, and Denethor ready to go. We have our staging area set up per the setup instructions. Our encounter deck is shuffled. Our hands are dealt. Our threat is assigned. We are officially good to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the beginning of the core campaign. If you haven't already, I made an introduction to the campaign video where I talked about the decks I'm playing, the heroes I'm playing, everything like that. But otherwise, go ahead and sit back and let's get through this first quest, Flies and Spiders. So we're going to need 8 quest tokens to get through this. So luckily with our questing abilities, especially from Éowyn, shouldn't be too difficult, and this should be a pretty quick video. All right, so we are good to officially start. We're going to do the resource phase. So every hero is going to get one resource. If you haven't watched any of my Lord of the Rings videos before, I use dice instead of the cardboard tokens that come with the game. Typically, I'll use blue for resources, red for damage, and green for progress tokens. So each hero is going to get a resource, and we are going to draw one card per player, and our first player is going to be the purple-blue deck. So our resource phase is done. We're going to go ahead and move into the planning phase, keeping in mind again that we have 2 purple resources and 1 blue. So not a lot of blue spending action to start with, but that's okay. We have a pretty good move to start. So what we're going to do is spend 2 purple resources to play Celebrian's Stone. Attached to a hero, it's restricted. Attached hero gets +2 willpower. If attached hero is Aragorn, he also gains the blue icon. So we have a couple options here. We can put this on Eowyn because she's going to be questing every phase, and that's going to give us 6. However, with the Aragorn-Theodred combo, Aragorn's also probably going to be questing every phase. And if we give this to Aragorn, he'll get the blue resource icon, so he can actually spend his resources for either purple or blue, which is really powerful. So let's go ahead and put Celebrian Stone on Aragorn. So he'll now have 4 total willpower and can spend resources for purple or blue cards. So super good. Now we'll move over to our red-green hand. And we have 1 red resource to spend and 2 green. I think what we'll do to start is we're going to spend our 1 red resource to play the Blade of Gondolin. Attached to a hero, restricted. Attached hero gets +1 attack when attacking an orc. And after attached hero attacks and destroys an enemy, place 1 progress token on the current quest. Legolas here is actually going to be one of our big fighters because Legolas already has the ability that when he participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, place 2 progress tokens on the current quest. And this one, after attached hero destroys an enemy, place 1 progress token on the current quest. So if we put this on Legolas and Legolas is involved in an attack that kills an enemy, we're getting 3 progress tokens immediately, which is really good. So very powerful opening hand here. Legolas also has ranged, which means that he can attack enemies that are engaged with our player over here. And Aragorn has Sentinel, which means he can defend on behalf of enemies engaged over here. So really good synergy going on. Otherwise, that's going to make up my total planning phase, and now we're going to go ahead and enter into the quest phase. So for our quest phase, we're going to go, currently we have 3 threat in the staging area. We're going to commit Eowyn for 4, and we're going to commit Aragorn for 4. His response is that when he commits to a quest, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain this once because this is a very widely used combo, and then I'm just going to kind of brush over it in the future so that you know. But the Aragorn-Theodred combo, essentially when Aragorn commits to a quest, you can spend a resource from his pool to immediately ready him. Theodred, when he commits to a quest, a hero committed to that quest add 1 resource to that hero's resource pool. When you commit multiple characters, you can choose how you stack those triggers. So essentially, you commit Theodred and Aragorn. Both those triggers go on the stack at the same time. We're going to resolve Theodred's first, so he's going to be able to put a resource on another hero that's committed to the quest. So we'll put a resource on Aragorn, and then we'll resolve Aragorn's trigger to spend a resource on his pool to immediately ready him. So in that way, Aragorn actually is not exhausted, but he's still committed to the quest. So, and that does matter, the wording, because sometimes encounter cards will say put damage on an exhausted character or put damage on a character committed to a quest. So the wording does matter. But we're already going to be committing Eowyn for 4, Aragorn for 4 because of Celebrian Stone, and Theodred for 1. So we're already at 9. What I will also do is I think I'm actually just going to leave this left side empty because I should have probably used Denethor's and I forgot to, which lets us look at the top card of the encounter deck. So let's keep him as a defender just to be safe. Even though we have Aragorn, yeah, I like to keep him as a defender. He has good defense. So we're not going to commit anyone over here. We're committing for 9 over here, so we're in a pretty good spot. All right, now let's go ahead and flip the cards. So our first card will be East Bite Patrol. It's just a 3/3/1, so unfortunately that is 3 threats, so we're at 6 in the staging area. And then we'll get a Dol Guldur Orcs. When revealed, the first player chooses 1 character currently committed to a quest. Deal 2 damage to that character. So that's where the wording comes in. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any responses to that. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I have any responses there. So I'll have to choose a character and put 2 damage on them. Let's go ahead and just put that damage on Aragorn. I hate putting it on him that early, but he has 5 HP, so he can take it. All right. And so now our Dol Guldur orcs will go up here, and we're looking at 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 total threat up there, 3 enemies. We're little tough here, but yeah, we have three enemies. We have 8 total threat against the 9 that we committed. Eowyn's ability, it's an action. I can discard a card from my hand to give her +1 willpower until the end of the phase, and I can actually trigger that effect by each player once per round. So I will... Let's see what I want to do here. I think I'm actually going to want to keep my cards. I have some cards that I'd like to be able to play. So we're going to not use her ability. So we're going to go for 9 against 8, which is going to allow us to put 1 progress token on our quest. And now the quest is finished being resolved, so we'll move into the encounter phase. So currently, we have 25, 5, and 10. So all 3 of these enemies are going to engage us because of our threat level. But first, we get to do an optional engagement. So the Forest Spider, the turn it engages a player, it's actually going to have 3 attack instead of 2. The East Bite Patrol has 3 attack, and then the Dol Guldur Orcs has 2 attack. So for our optional engagement, let's see, we have a defender here. Oh, sorry, I forgot something. Travel phase. We are going to travel to the Old Forest Road because now, after you travel to the Old Forest Road, the first player may choose and ready 1 character they control. I'll ready Theodred. And so now we have an extra attacker or defender. Now Legolas has basically 2 enemies are going to have to go here and 1's going to go here. And I'm trying to think of who I want to go there. I suppose we're going to bring, because who can we kill? We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attack. I think what I'm going to do is bring the Forest Spider and have them engage with this team. And then for the optional engagement here, I'll just take the Dol Guldur Orcs. And then we're only allowed the 1 optional engagement per player. So then the engagement checks, our East Bite Patrol is going to come over here. So that is the encounter phase, and now we're going to move into combat. So first we will deal threat cards, starting with the first player. So starting with the first player and then going from highest threat. So we have 10 here and 5. And then we'll put 1 on our Forest Spider. Now we can choose how we resolve these attacks. I'll go ahead and have the Dol Guldur Orcs attack first. So it's going to be attacking for 3. Yeah, this is a little tough because Aragorn's already taken quite a bit of damage here. But I want him to be able to attack at least someone. So this could be risky, but let's have Mendor defend. I'm going to make sure I don't have anything I can play from my hand to help out here. I don't believe so. So Mendor is going to defend. So we're going 2 attack against 1 shield. We'll flip the shadow card. Ooh, there is a shadow. Defending player must choose and discard 1 attachment they control. That's unfortunate. So I already am going to lose my Celebrian Stone. Man, for the first quest, this is actually proven to be a little difficult. All right, but now the attack will go through. So 2 attack against 1 shield. Mendor will take 1 damage. So he's already at only 2 HP left. Then we'll resolve this attack. So 3 will defend with Theodred. Flip the shadow. No shadow effect, thank you. So we'll go for 3 against 1 shield. So Theodred will take 2. Ouch. Brutal. Okay, but that resolves those 2 attacks. Now we'll go over to our attack here. The Forest Spider swinging for 3 is going to attack. Denethor is going to... Oh, wait. Sorry, this Forest Spider was the Shadow card, so that goes to the discard. I was like, where'd those 2 Forest Spiders come from? It's going to attack Denethor. So right now, Forest Spider has 3 against 3. Defending player must choose and exhaust 1 character they control. Wow, I am just getting... I'm getting hit pretty hard over here. So let's exhaust Barivore. And then the attack will just bounce because it's 3 against 3, so at least that's good. Now we can go into my own combat. So what I'm actually going to do here is, because Legolas has ranged, I want to get some progress done here. So first, Aragorn is going to attack the Dol Guldur Orcs. So that's 3 attack against 0 shield, dealing the Dol Guldur Orcs 3 damage. So, boom. Dol Guldur Orcs is defeated. And then Legolas can attack. And instead of having him attack our Forest Spider, because he wouldn't be able to kill it right now, I'm going to have him attack the East Bite Patrol. So he's going to attack for 3. However, because this is an orc, the Blade of Gondolin will give him +1. So he's actually attacking for 4. So 4 against 1 will deal 3 damage to the East Bite Patrol. It only has 2 HP, so that will kill it. And now we have 2 triggers. So Legolas, after he participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, place 2 progress tokens on the current quest. We have a location that we have to get through first, so those will go on the location. And then the Blade of Gondolin, after attached hero attacks and destroys an enemy, place 1 progress token on the current quest. We'll put it on our location. That's 3. It only needed 3. So from just attacking with Legolas, we were able to get through that location. So that was luckily very helpful. That will end the combat phase. Purple-blue over here took quite a bit of damage, but that's okay. Now we'll go into the ready phase. So we will, or sorry, the refresh phase. Whoops, Aragorn had 2 damage on him. I accidentally hit that dice. So everybody is going to ready up. And then each player is going to raise their threat by 1. So we'll go to 28 on the left and to 30 on the right. And then we'll change who the first player is. So first player will come over here, which means Mendor will come over here. And that is the end of the refresh phase. So now we'll go ahead and go into the resource phase. So let's give all our heroes another resource. These guys, so unfortunately Aragorn lost the Celebrian Stone, so he no longer can spend resources for blue as well. And then we will draw a card. Okay. And now we'll go ahead into the planning phase. The good news is we have an empty staging area and no location. We do have 1 enemy left in play, but it goes back down to only 2 attacks, so it's not the end of the world. All right, planning phase. So first what I'm going to do, because I didn't do this last time, well, let's actually see. Yeah, I do like that. Okay, so a couple options here. I think what I'm going to do, I do need some people over here to help me. So I'm going to spend, oh, I only have 1 red resource. That is, I need a little more resource generation. What we're going to do first is exhaust Denethor to use his ability. Look at the top card of the encounter deck. I may move it to the bottom if I want to. So we have a Dol Guldur Beastmaster, which is going to go for 2, and when it attacks, it deals 1 additional shadow card. Right now, that's actually not going to engage anyone unless I want to. So I'm actually going to leave that there. I'm okay with that. Then what we're going to do, so we know we're going to have one enemy come out. I'm going to save this card draw here. So what Legolas is going to do is, I think he's actually just going to save it. So we're not going to actually play anything over here. Our team over here, what we're going to do is, I really wish I had more of those resources. I guess what I have to do is I'm going to spend 2 blues because I need another ally over here. I'm going to play the Wandering Took. I can reduce my threat by 3 to give control of him to another player and then raise that player's threat by 3. And that's it. Unfortunately, that is all. So now we will go into the questing phase. Oh, Aragorn also loses all that additional quest power I gave him, which is a bummer. So we're going to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7 on Aragorn. But again, the Aragorn Theodred combo, that means he's going to be ready. So we're going for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And, I think we'll go for 7. I think that works. And what we're actually going to do is I'm going to discard a card over here to give Eowyn +1. So that'll put her at 5. So we'll be at 8 total. And remember, I can do that for each player. So I will, sadly, I don't want to get rid of this card, but I'll also discard a card from over here to give her +2. So she's now committing for 6. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9. And no, not there. So we're committing for 9. So that's a pretty good spot. Okay, we will now flip these. We know what the first one's going to be thanks to Denethor. So 2 there, no big deal. And Necromancer's Pass, 3 threat. And the first player must discard 2 cards from their hand at random to travel here. Ouch. That's a little brutal, but not the end of the world. So 5 total. Let's go ahead and resolve the quest phase. So right now it's at 5 and we committed for 9. So we would be doing 4 here. Which that's okay. So let's go ahead and, all right, so 9 against 5. We'll do 4 to the quest. So that'll bring us to 5. And let's see. All right, that's good. Now we're going to go into the encounter phase. So where do I want to go? I have 2 ranged guys over here. Well, first is the travel phase. I think I'm actually going to hold off on traveling there for certain reasons. So we'll hold off there. We're going to go straight to the encounter phase. And basically, this guy, we need to deal him 5 damage. Legolas is going to swing for 3. Bearvor can swing for 2. But we kind of need a blocker, and I don't want to block with Mendor. And then this guy could come over here, and we need to deal him 6 damage, which is a little steep. How do we want to do this? Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, okay. I think what we're going to do is we're going to optionally engage Dolgador Beastmaster over here to the purple-blue side. Okay, so now we will enter combat. And remember, we didn't do the travel phase. So starting with the first player, we'll put a threat here and then a threat here. Now we will enter combat. And so, so our forest spider is going to be swinging for 2. We're going to have Bearvor defend that. So 2 against 2. Uh-oh. Deal 1 damage to each character the defending player controls. Ouch. So, to each character the defending... Wow, that's terrible. So, Mendor will take another one. Denethor will take one. Barivor will take one. And Legolas will take one. We're getting slaughtered this during this quest. Okay. That was the shadow card, and now that was a really bad one. But it's 2 against 2, so at least no more damage to Barivor. Dol Guldur Beastmaster. Oh, when he attacks, deal it 1 additional shadow card. So, trying to think that, yeah, we're good. I'm just making sure I didn't mess up the order there. We're going to defend with our Wandering Took. No shadow there, and no shadow there. Actually, we just got rid of 2 locations, so not bad. Unfortunately, he's going to swing for 3. Our Wandering Took has 1 shield, so he'll take 2 damage, which will kill him. Now we'll go into combat ourselves, and I think what we're just going to do, unfortunately, this guy's pretty strong. Aragorn can deal 2 damage. I think we're just going to have to hit the Beastmaster and keep this Forest Spider around for 1 more turn. So Aragorn's going to attack for 3, and then Legolas is going to attack for 4 since this is an orc. So we're attacking for 7. It has 1 shield, so 6 damage. So we actually will kill it. And then we'll have the Legolas and Blade of Gondolin triggers since Legolas just helped defeat an enemy. We'll put 3 progress tokens onto the current quest, so we were at 5. And that, ladies and gentlemen, puts us at 8. So we have now completed this quest. Mendor has a trigger. After the quest is defeated, ready him, then each player draws a card. So we'll draw a card. All right. And now we essentially go straight into the next quest. So, and then we'll go into the refresh phase. So that will wrap up video 1. We're going to do these videos by quests instead of scenarios. So I will see you guys in the next video where we will flip this quest over and see where the Passage Through Mirkwood takes us.